So, got some news that people have been talking about for a little while, and I figure I'd touch on it. JayZ will now, or has acquired, or will acquire, a significant owner interest in the NFL. Or in an NFL team, rather. Making him the first African-American to be an owner in the league's history. I don't think the team was disclosed yet. If you guys know the team, let me know in the comment section. But, you know, the sources are saying the deal is imminent and that JayZ wants to continue to be a change agent for the NFL. Obviously, while, of course, profiting. But he's catching a lot of slack. He's catching a lot of flack right now because in this deal, in this NFL scenario that JayZ has, I don't want to say stumbled upon, but put himself in, there is no Colin Kaepernick. All right, Colin Kaepernick is not involved, and I think he hasn't been in the league for 3 years, no team for 3 years or something like that. And JayZ's catching a lot of flack. Okay, and during a presser, they did ask JayZ about the former NFL player Colin Kaepernick, who was, I mean, let's just be honest, effectively blackballed from the league for kneeling for Black Lives Matter during the 2017 NFL season. And JayZ pretty defensively responded to statements saying things like, "I think we're past kneeling. I think it's time for action." I do have a clip for you. We're going to watch that, and then we're going to come back.
The NFL preseason is in full swing, but a move that the league made away from the field is grabbing headlines. The NFL reached an agreement with rapper JayZ's entertainment company, Roc Nation, to advise the league on entertainment offerings like the Super Bowl halftime show. The deal also puts the company in charge of amplifying the league's social justice program called Inspire Change. The league has been criticized for its approach to social justice because of its relationship with Colin Kaepernick. Wednesday marked 3 years since the former quarterback first started kneeling during the national anthem to protest police brutality and racial injustice. Inspire Change is designed to help combat the issues Kaepernick addressed. But some players aren't happy that Kaepernick is not involved with the program. Safety Eric Reed, who also protested with Kaepernick, tweeted, "The NFL is championing social justice to cover their own systemic oppression in blackballing Colin." He also criticized JayZ, saying the rapper, quote, "knowingly made a money move with the very people who've committed an injustice against Colin and is using social injustice to smooth it over with the black community." Well, John Breach is an NFL writer for CBSSports.com, and he joins me now from Nashville, Tennessee. So what do you think, John? Is this move going to appease critics of the NFL who say that it hasn't really properly responded after Kaepernick?
Well, I don't think it's going to appease critics like Eric Reed and other players. It really feels like they think that JayZ kind of sold out Colin Kaepernick here. You have JayZ, you have Roc Nation putting together this deal with the NFL. And if you're JayZ, the smart thing, you've seen this controversy for the past 3 years. You probably should have reached out to Colin Kaepernick at some point, maybe involve him in the negotiations with the NFL. Maybe say, hey, NFL, we'll do this deal if you can get Colin Kaepernick a job back in the league, or at least a shot with the team. And neither of those things happen. So it's not surprising that guys like Eric Reed are upset with JayZ. And although Colin Kaepernick himself hasn't said anything, his girlfriend, Nessa Diab, has been pretty vocal on Twitter, and they clearly seem pretty unhappy with the situation. But I will say the big winner is the NFL, because it looks like they're trying to make a change here, and JayZ's taking all the blowback for this, so they're kind of come away scotch clean here.
Okay, so, yeah, listen, all I got to say is I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised Kaepernick had nothing to do with the deal, or that Jay had no plans to involve Kaepernick back in the NFL or anything like that. Not surprised at all. People get really, really passionate about their football. And I like football. I love football season. I love the atmosphere. I love going to the barbershop and talking fucking football for hours, talking shit. And, you know, it can be really jovial, right? It's a good feeling, right? But some people will really overdo it. Some people really overdo it. And you gotta sometimes remind them like, yo, those motherfuckers on the team don't even know you exist. Calm down. Bring it down a couple notches. Like you look like you never even thrown a football. Like, simmer down. But people get really passionate about their football. And when Kaepernick was doing the kneeling, I remember having conversations with people, and listen, you'd think he fucking stabbed somebody. You would think he did some shit that he should be locked up for. Like, people were really bothered. And all I can think of was, okay, so it's working. Right? And I mean, at that time, you heard everything from it's disrespectful to the troops, to listen, when I turn on football, I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see anything outside of football. And, you know, literally, all he was doing was kneeling and staying the fuck out of the way. And I mean, other players kneeled and stuff like that. Me personally, I have my own issues with Black Lives Matter. Okay? I think they were unorganized. I think they had no idea what they were talking about majority of the time. I think that pigs in a blanket, let them fry shit was ridiculous, and it was detrimental to them. I still remember Black Lives Matter went to a Bernie Sanders protest, Bernie Sanders event. This is during, you know, back then when he was trying to become president the first time around. And they were protesting at Bernie Sanders event. He is the most pro-black politician I've seen ever. More than Obama. like people fell hook, line, and sinker for Obama. Don't get me wrong. Obama was a smooth motherfucker. And you know, but he was your standard corporate Democrat. And black people thought like, oh, I mean, it's a black guy. He's going to do a lot of shit for us. Wrong. He was a standard corporate Democrat. He was just smooth as fucking butter, right? He made it look good, even though he was no different from your, you know, standard Democrat, bought Democrat. But I digress. That's a whole different tangent. So what I was saying was I had my own issues with Black Lives Matter. But I just couldn't understand why people were so bothered by the kneel. And, you know, don't feed me the bullshit that is disrespectful for the troops. The troops fought so he's able to fucking kneel. And then I've had, you know, friends of mine saying, well, you know, you shouldn't do it. You're getting paid millions of dollars. So shut up and shut up and play, pretty much. And I mean, we can go back and forth, and, you know, me personally, did I think the kneeling was going to change anything? No. Did I think it was inappropriate to kneel? No. But that's neither here nor there. People, what I was getting to is people are really passionate about their football, and I knew JayZ wasn't going to touch that. You know, and he's got a social justice program he's implementing, and he's also going to be in charge of choosing the talent that performs during halftime, and et cetera, et cetera. But for anybody surprised that JayZ wasn't going to, you know, bring Kaepernick into this deal or have him be involved or get back in the NFL, if anybody's surprised that wasn't going to happen, then you haven't been paying attention. JayZ's about his business. He's a businessman, and he wasn't going to involve Kaepernick. Do I think he should have? I mean, sure. Why not? But the NFL probably wasn't going to hear none of that anyway. He's kaput. He's done. Like, he's done in Harlem. So there's not going to be any more, you know, Kaepernick involved in the NFL. And if Kaepernick does come back into the NFL, it's going to feel like a Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin return kind of thing, because we're not going to see it coming, right? Cue the entrance music, Kaepernick on the field, holy shit. But yeah, JayZ's catching a lot of flack for it. I'm not surprised. But we'll see what unfolds from here. You know, I think what JayZ plans on doing is a good thing. It's a positive. And, you know, I'm not too mad at him. I mean, I'm kind of like, really, Jay, no Kaepernick? But, you know, Kaepernick was never on my team anyway. So, look, if first of all, in the comments, tell me your team. I'm curious who listens to this and what football team they like. I'm very curious. And also tell me, were you surprised that Kaepernick wasn't involved in this deal? And what do you think is going to happen? If you like what you see and if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't, you know, you probably got a shitty team. No, I'm kidding. If you don't, let me know in the comments why. I'm always down to talk about it. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Peace.